Hey guys, Revan here. Welcome back to MC Eternal, where today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into EnderIO, work our way up to enchanting, and mob spawners. So sit back, enjoy the video, and let's see what we can't get done. So there's been a few changes since the last time I saw you guys. Last episode, we did manage to finish off an ME system, just the basics of it. We don't have any auto crafting or anything like that. We do have wireless for around the base, and we got our wall of drawers there. Well, other things that we did, I increased our power production a little bit. I added on a extra little compression dynamo here. So we are just barely keeping up with power. So I really do need to get into nuclear craft sooner than later. But in order for that, I'm going to need to go to the beneath, which if we come down here, I do have a portal for it. I just really don't have much of a way to mine there. The beneath is not a pleasant spot, to put it lightly. Mobs there are a little bit OP. So this is going to be the room. Check. So this is going to be the room here where I am going to be putting most of my machines. I'll probably transfer most of the stuff upstairs, but we're going to get started on EnderIO down here. If we look through the quest book, realistically what I want to get to is I want to get to the powered spawner. Reason being because then I can start spawning in wither skeletons and I can start farming them for nether stars. I don't really know how money I'm going to need, but I'm just used to having a lot of them on hand. So in order to get there, we need to work our way through the basic capacitors, basic conduits, smelter, which we already have, the enchanter, which is another thing that I do need, because since the update, Supremium armor no longer gives you creative flight. So I had to go ahead and make the flux infused jet plate, which was a lot of crafting, but I managed to get it all the way up. But with that, if I fly, I take damage when I come down. So I need to get feather falling, and the easiest way for me to do that is going to be with the EnderIO enchanter. So to get started, the first thing we need to do is make 4 vibrant alloy. So that shouldn't be an issue. We'll just kind of come up here over to our makeshift machine room over here. Now, vibrant alloy, we have 1 of them, so we only need to make 3 more. Let's see, what do we need for this? We need ender pearls and energetic. I do have a good amount of energetic. How many ender pearls do I have? Probably not so many. 58. So let's just do half a stack and we'll call it good on that. I know I'm going to need some for the other things that I'm working on, so 32 should be good. We don't need to get too far in, but we will need it here and there. And give me my last one. All right, so that gets me this quest done. And what do we get? Ooh, we got an enchanted book. Give me bending. Yep, Bane of Arthropods. It really likes giving me Bane of Arthropods because it's a big jerk. So, basic capacitor. Just some redstone, iron, and basic capacitors. Basic capacitor. We shouldn't need to make that. All right, so we need 4 basic capacitors. There we go. And then we can get the bank. That should finish off that quest. And reinforced glass. Now I don't have to make it. I am going to be, for now, at least skipping these side ones. I shouldn't need them. The solar panels will come in handy, but I don't really have the resources to really get to the tier that's going to help me out. So I need 16 item and 8 pressurized. So item conduits. Have been making a few already, so 2, and then we need the pressurized fluid conduit. Where are we? Okay, that quest is complete. Moving along. Speedy extract, electrical steel, and iron. So, what do we not have? You, if I can find you. That is complete. Surprised I only needed one. For some reason, I was thinking I needed more. All right, so alloy smelter and a sag mill. Now, these guys might be an issue. And the only reason I say they might be an issue is... where did the brick go? There it is. It doesn't like registering quests if the item is charged up. So if I take these, take the items outside, and let's just say I want furnace mode only, and just start smelting some stuff up in there. And if I find anything that I can grind up here, I have a lot of ore. We'll start with the iron ore. We'll just toss it in there and try to work our way through the power. Once the power is empty, it should let me claim that as a reward. So I'm going to empty these guys out and I will be right back. So the bad news was I emptied these guys out of power and it still wouldn't claim for me. So I had to make an additional alloy smelter and sag mill. Not a big deal. We did use a little bit of our infinity dust, or grains of infinity, but and dark steel, but we'll live without it. So next is the enchanter itself. This one shouldn't be much of an issue. Let's see, enchanter. All right, we got that done. And we'll just put this guy for here now. But with this, I can pretty much make any enchantment that I want. In my case, like I said, I was looking for feather falling, so some feathers, lapis, a book and quill. So let me grab book and quill in the correct menu. Grab you. Feathers. I'm not sure how many we're going to need. We'll just grab a stack. And lapis. And we can just kind of come on over here. And this should give us feather falling 3, or feather falling 4. Even better. Take our boots off. And this should save us a little bit of fall damage when we are coming down. Let's give that a test real quick. Yeah, so we're only taking like a half a heart there. Not a big deal. What I do want to eventually work for is the end armor, especially now that the Supremium really doesn't do what it's supposed to do. But we'll get into that when we get into a little bit more of EnderIO. It's like the dark steel armor, except it's just essentially the step above. So double layer capacitor. Let's add that to our list. And what is after that? Okay, so solar panel. That's where that first one would come in handy. Okay, so double layer capacitor. We're gonna need 2 regular capacitors, and we should be good. Does it want us to make more? Oh, it wants us to make 2. Of course it does. All right, well, 2 more basics. 1 more double. Yay! Next step, the advanced photogenic. So this is what we need the 2 capacitors for. So first thing, we need a daylight sensor. We're gonna need photogenic composites, which is coal, lapis, and silicone. Do we have any of that? We don't have lapis. So let's crush up some lapis. Put it in the sag mill and crush it up. Now, silicone. How much of that do we have? we only have 64. So we need crushed quartz for that. And we just need to toss this in the furnace, and that should give us a stack. Oh, alloys only. There we go. One thing I did not check is if they have a stonework factory in here. They do. It might be beneficial for me to make this, because with this it'll auto-generate cobblestone, turn that into gravel, and then into sand, and then to silicone. So this might be something I want to look into making. We will add you. Let's see, which one do we want to add? Yeah, we'll just add this one in. So what am I missing here? So I'm missing a bucket of lava, the machine casing, which we now have, furnace. Let me just grab a bucket. Of course I have to make one. And grab you from here. And stonework factory, please and thank you. Where do I want to put you? I have so much stuff over in this corner right now. Let's just put you here. We will extract, always active. And we are going to nope. Grind mode, grind mode, grind mode, and grind mode. So we want to turn all of these guys off so nothing is ejected. And leave the left side. So that should be outputting silicone into here for us. So now we actually have automated silicone production, which will come in handy for when we're making more of the disk drives and a lot of the other things that we need. So we got the lapis, we got the silicone. Now we just need to make some of this good old dust. Oop, toss you in there. So 3 of them, so we need 9 total. We'll just do 12. I know I'm going to need more eventually, but we'll start with this. So is this an alloy? One of these days I really do actually have to use my time in the bottle. Alright, so we have 3 of the cells. Does that get us what we need? Nope, we are missing. It has to be enlightened fused quartz. Finally found the recipe. So we need 4 nether quartz and 4 glowstone. We'll do a stack of each, and that'll give us 16. We'll have to go back to the nether eventually to get more glowstone, but oh. Let's grab some more quartz. Not quite sure how much it took that first one. I think it was 8. That should be complete. We have a few leftover quartz that we can toss back into our system. Toss the glass, and can we now make our cell? We can. We now have advanced photovoltaic cell, which creates 80 RF per tick when it's sunny out. So we need dark steel grinding balls. Now I've already made these, but obviously I did not have the quest unlocked. So these are fairly inexpensive, and they produce 135% of the main and 200% of the bonus. So 1 crafting, and we can just toss those back up into the sag mill for later usage. Next, advanced. So this is where all of my farming for the grains of infinity is going to start coming in. So we're going to need, forgot to add that. Add this to heart bar so we don't actually have to make the other ones. We're going to need 4 double layer capacitors, which means we're going to need 8 basic layer capacitors. So we will toss you guys in there and we should be able to make up our 4. Awesome. And there we go, our capacitor bank. We are rocking and rolling here. Soul binder. Now this is where things start getting a little bit tricky here. A little bit more complicated. Soul binder, and we needed the slice and splice. Okay. Now, the slice and spice, we need solarium. And in order to get that, we need some gold and soul sand. So let's see if we have any of that. Soul sand, we do. Can we get us some gold? Nice. Toss you into alloys only. So what else are we going to need here? We're going to need energized bimetal gears. I think we may have a few of those just from collecting. We do. And the soul machine chassis, this is where we need the soul attuned die. So we're going to need brown soul powder, which is solarium. We can do that. We should have the organic. So we just need the soul powder and the organic brown dye, and that is from twigs and prunings and slime balls. So let's see, twigs. Oof, we only have 5. Slime. It's not going to be enough, is it? How many do we need per? We need 12. And let's see, the best way to get these is from grass, shrubs, ferns, leaf. All right, so what do we have? Leaf. We do not. Grass. All right, we have a little bit of grass here. Let's see if we can't luck out. All right, so this grass does not want to go into there. All right, well, I'm gonna go and cut up some more grass and I will be right back. And we're back after, I don't know, maybe about 5 or 6 stacks of grass. I managed to get myself 34 twigs and prunings, so that should give us a little bit of the brown, more than enough to do what we need to do, 4 to be exact. So we got the brown dye, and now we just need to grind up, not all of it, just a little bit. Let's do one more of the solarium, and we should be able to move on here. So we have our tuned dye, which completed another quest for us down here. A little bit of extra cash is always nice. We're up to 29,500, by the way. I don't know if you guys have anything that you think I should buy from the store. Let me know. We'll look into what we can't get. I've kind of been holding out until I can get something really good, but yeah. Okay, so simple machine chassis. We're gonna need 2 of these, and we're gonna need to combine these with the soul attuned die. So make sure we're on alloy. And these things are nice and speedy with these capacitors. So slice and splice, can we make you now? Awesome. And what about the soul binder? We can. So we have completed that quest. So now the only thing we have left is this powered spawner, so that I can make a wither skeleton room downstairs, so that I can start automating, at least automating the process of getting nether stars. Not the actually killing of the wither, but you know, to the point where if I want to go to the end and farm a couple withers, I can do that relatively easily. So what are we gonna need for this? As you can see, I could take some of this stuff off. This is stuff that I was using for the jetpack. Needed to make all of this. Magma crucible, fluid transposer, we already have that. Basic capacitor, nuclear furnace, haven't made that yet. Starting to look into it, and we can get rid of all of our jetpacks. We don't need you in here. We've completed the slice and splice and the soul binder and the soul attuned die and the basic capacitor and the material stonework. So this is another soul attuned chassis. So we'll make ourselves another chassis and toss this in. Nice. I think we're gonna need a Z Logic controller for this if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we are. And that's where the slice and splice is gonna come in handy. The vibrant crystals, 2. Shouldn't be too hard to make. Oh, what are we missing here? Oh, vibrant alloy ingot. It's nice being colorblind. Make 2 of those. And then the Z Logic. So we need an axe, a shears, 2 solarium, 2 silicone, a redstone, and a zombie head. So let's go downstairs, set these guys up, and figure out where we want to put them. So this section, this long section over here, like this wall and this section right here, I'm saving for nuclear craft because there are a lot of machines that you need for the fuel reprocessing and just to make the fuel itself. This wall over here, I'm thinking mechanism. So for now, at least, we should be able to put our slice and splice here along with our soul binder. Creepy noises. So I do like the ambient noises in this pack. The one thing I wish is when it would indicate something like a creepy spider or a loud pounding, that there would actually be something to it. A lot of times it just seems like it's noise to kind of freak you out, and that's really about it. So energy. Ooh. We have a few energy conduits left, and then we can just pull out. We do have a flex point. Not really where I wanted to put you. Grab my flex points. You're on the right network. Chunk loading, we don't need to worry about that here. We will need capacitors. Perfect. And octatic. Nice. So we can toss in our axe and our shears. And then everything else you can just kind of shift click it up in, because there's really not that many recipes, so it'll remember whatever you put in there, it'll remember what it has. And one more go round, just so that we have an extra Z logic. Perfect. So that should complete our powered spawner. We can toss all this good stuff back in there. I'm kind of tempted just to see if I can't use the advanced photovoltaic cell to run this, but we'll see. Now, I do believe, if I remember correctly, we need to do this on an anvil. And where do I want to put this? This room is a little bit higher because I plan to have my fission reactor in here, or reactors, depending on how many I build. Let's see. Where's my trusty drill? Oh, it's in my inventory. That's why I can't find it. That should be the halfway mark. Let's see. One thing we haven't made, which is actually a quest, I believe. Alright, so we need to make another mob fan real quick, just so we can knock this quest out. But these entity conveyors, I don't know if there's speed upgrades for them or not, but we can make the room out of them. So let's just... I didn't want to make it 3, but... this drill is a little bit OP at times. So we want the room to at least be, what, 5 tall? I said 5 tall, not 6 tall. Where is my dank null? There we go. Not really caring what the inside is looking at like at this moment. And if you see what I mean by the drill can be a little bit finicky at times. Sometimes it wants to do a little bit more work than I'm asking it to do. You really just kind of have to tap it. And even then it'll do that. Oop, nope. And we'll break out the floor. I do need to turn hover mode off here. Okay, so now these item conveyors. Let's see. I think a stack should do. We're going to want them leading into a single point. So they face the opposite direction. Okay. I'm just going to toss these down and we will be back. And we're back with our nice little conveyor floor here. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it will do the job. Now we are going to, if you want to walk on it, just hold shift. All right. So now that we got this room set up and we have our little switch, we will just grab our spawner, which should be done. Go back upstairs to our anvil. And now, ooh, we do not have the levels. Not a problem. Should still have a decent amount of XP out here. There we go. Now we can combine you. Perfect. Grab our flux points, which we're going to need to make one. And we're also going to need to make the mob masher. So that's going to require 2 iron sword, or actually these each can take 3. So 6, 8 iron swords. Thank you, game, for glitching out on me. I do appreciate it. All right, so we have our mob masher, which we're going to need another lever for. Now this is mob grinding utilities, and it does have upgrades. So we're going to need, let's see. There's a lot of iron swords you need to make for the sharpness. I think the maximum number of upgrades you can have is 10. So that's about 40 iron swords that you need to craft. And everybody wonders where all your iron goes in this game. So what did this give us? 9. So we need to make one more. One more set of swords. And 10. And then we also want the beheading upgrade. Here it is. So we're going to need 20 golden helmets and 20 iron helmets. Okay, that should give us our 10. Unless nope. Don't need 11. Now, I'm not really worried about, I could do smite. How much, I don't know how much rotten flesh I have since we're doing wither skeletons, but I'm not really worried about luck because I'm not caring about any of the drops other than the wither skeleton heads and possibly the fragments. So I'm gonna need some item collectors. So we're gonna need some hoppers. 2. And let's upgrade these to the advanced, which we're gonna need some redstone torches. Grab ourselves a trash can so we can just trash all the items that we don't want. And a crate. We'll use that for now. And then some filters. Let's see. Item filter, entity filter. Now there is a fluid version of this that exists. I just don't have it. I wish we did. Let's see. Do we have any yellow flowers? Yes, we do. I wish they actually had that in this pack because it does come in handy for all of the XP that you inevitably end up picking up. And then dark glass. Do I have any of that left? Let's see. Dark clear glass. is just going to be glass and black dye. Now that the glass is done, we can clean up our inventory a little bit here. I shouldn't really need the mob fam or the entity conveyors. Dark glass I don't need the blaze. All right, let's go downstairs and get this guy running. And forget to take off hover mode. Oh. You guys thought you could spawn in there. Is there going to be a creeper sitting here? No. So I got some good news and I got some bad news, guys. We got this working. I set up a wireless receiver over here and a wireless transmitter up here so I can control the on and off. The issue is this is taking a very, very, very long time to generate. As you can see, it's at 6% right now. It needs an obscene amount of power, and we're just not generating that power yet. So I think as far as our wither skeleton spawner, that is going to have to wait until we get something like nuclear craft running, where we can actually have the power consumption or the power output that we need for that spawner's power consumption. But we have it set up, it's in place. So once we actually get nuclear craft, which I'm hoping we'll get within the next episode or two, we should be good with that. But we did manage to get quite a ways through. Oh, we got some more triple compressed. We did manage to get quite a ways through all of our quests. So let me just check to see if there's anything else that we can't, that would be beneficial for us. Walking restricted base. Oh, travel anchors. Okay, so we don't really need travel anchors right now. And the teleportation, I haven't really gotten into. So the rest of this stuff is going to be more of end game material, at least for this pack. It wouldn't be, I wouldn't say it would normally be end game items for, you know, many other mod packs, but for this one, because of the way that ores are set up, where you are kind of always constantly broken, everything like that, getting into the real heavy end of EnderIO is, there's really not much use for us right now. The next thing that we need to focus on is getting into mechanism. So I did go to, I will show you, let me put some of the stuff away here. I'll show you what the beneath is like so that you can kind of understand the pain. So the first thing I did when I came to the beneath, other than digging this little tunnel, is I got one of these cave illuminators from Astral Sorcery. Astral Sorcery was just added with the recent updates. But yeah, this is the beneath, and I happened to spawn right next to a level 5 dragon, which was fun. But if I go outside of this light, even if I'm flying, I start taking damage, and it's not a small amount of damage. And see if I can find the mobs down here have a significant amount of HP, to the point where you don't really want to get hit by them. Let's see, if this guy hits me, it would have been pretty much game over. So even a regular zombie is going to have about 200 some HP in this pack. And the rats are not fun either. Now, where'd he go? Yeah. So lots of mobs, but we're down here because we need osmium, and I believe this is also the location for the nuclear craft items. So in order to get into it, we're going to need some fission reactor casings, which are tough alloy, which is ferroboron and lithium. Lithium we can get down here. Ferroboron we need to smelt up. It's steel and boron. And let me see where boron's. Okay, so boron is down here as well. And if we look into mystical agriculture, we do have a boron seed, so that's good. And we do have thorium seeds, so I can start working on that a little bit off the scenes once I pick a little bit of it up, because we will need to be automating that. And I think in this pack, uranium is going to be the seed that we're needing for the base. All right, so uranium seed gets me uranium ingots, which can be used in, let me look through nuclear craft here. Where is it? Is the isotope separator? Yeah, that gets me 238, which I can use to make either MOX 239, 241, or just the base fuel, the Lu 233. This is normally where I start out at. It doesn't give you much RF, but you know, 144 RF a tick is better than what I have. And if I make a decent enough reactor, I should be able to at least get like 2000 RF per tick. But I'm going to call it an episode there, guys. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you possibly learned a little bit something about EnderIO and how powerful it can be if you have the RF to support it. So next time we will get into a little bit of mechanism and hopefully build ourselves our first reactor so we have sustainable power. So until then, stay awesome, and I'll see you later.